Okay. What is this? Might have messed with some settings here. What's up, Dino? Rennie Chavetzes? Let me test something really quick. D nice. Can I get a D nice? You mean Denise? Let me test something here really quick. Will this work? All right, pause this too. Does that stop the... I don't know what this is. I'm gonna stop it. There we go. No, let me try this. What is this sound coming from? Also, you guys can't hear the music, huh? I do not know where that... I messed with my sound settings because I have a whole nother YouTube channel and stream that I do occasionally. I had to mess with some sound settings. Oh, you can hear the music now? Okay. All right. Cool. Just making sure. If you guys can hear it, that's great. What up, vibes? Tito 420, what's good, dude? Bob Sales, what's up, man? I've been seeing you around a lot on Twitter. I know you've been kind of like a guest star on some other people's live streams and that kind of stuff, which is really cool. So Brandon, what's up, dude? Unless you've changed your name, I don't remember seeing that name before. So what's up if it's your first time? Bioshock, yo vibes. We can hear it now. Tucson, what's up, dude? So you guys don't know, we got giant size X-Men tomorrow. That's a big one. In my honest, I mean, I'm not a comic book collector. In my opinion, I mean, you guys can take it for what it's worth, but I legitimately think this is easily a top 10, if not at least like a top 15 comic on, I mean, right now it's like a top 5 on Vivi, in my opinion. But eventually, when we get, you know, FA Hulk, FA Wolverine, FA Iron Man, Silver Surfer, like those are all like really big comics that some people might collect those more than these. Depends on the mint numbers. If those are like 7,500, they could go for more than this. But this is like a huge comic, So I'm ready to go. You know, when I say go hard, it's like I'm not dropping like thousands of dollars on this. I know there's a lot of people on the app that can, but I'm not able to. But I'm gonna go as much as I'm really looking forward to this comic. Let's just say that. Bad echo. Okay. Echo is me. My bad. Okay, there we go. Okay, I was about to change it. If there is an echo, please let me know, because like I said, I've messed with some sound settings and I still need to fix it on this stream, which is not ideal. Yeah, I've been hearing it the whole time. Okay, good. Echo is me, my bad, no worries. So yeah, giant size X-Men, and we'll take a look at it. I mean, we see it here. Vivi market plummeting again. Yeah, I've noticed. So I've actually held off. If you guys haven't noticed, I started like a, actually need to post right now before I do it. Give me a sec here. I do want to post on Twitter because I bought another comic today. So I'm trying a little challenge here where I'm trying to buy a comic a day, like actually buy a comic, not like I bought a comic 7 days ago and I'm posting it today. Like literally every comic that I post on my Twitter that says like a comic a day, it's literally I bought it that day. But that challenge, I'm gonna keep up with it. I'll probably just keep buying like cheap stuff, but I do know the market's gonna go down, which is why I've actually held off on buying like Amazing Spider-Man #1, Fantastic Four #1, like all those comics, all the commons, let's say, that are between like 15 to like 25, 40 gems. Like I'm just waiting because I feel like they're gonna go down even more, especially this month. So that's why I've pretty much been keeping it mostly to things that are like 5 gems or less for the most part with my purchases. So let's see here. I'm gonna post my new one that I got. I bought another FA Gambit comic today. Okay, why is this doing this to me? Go ahead and post that. All right, cool. That's done. Apologize. That's done. Let's catch up with chat. Thanks, my man. Yeah, big book. Tomorrow, I like it. Yeah, it's a huge book, in my opinion. Let's skip this song. I don't know what's up with this song? Yeah, Vivi market's gonna definitely go down, and not just. I'm not saying it's just this comic, but it's definitely the pre-announced. You know, hey, like this is gonna be a big month, which I totally get. This is technically not one of the March drops, so I mean, it's obviously it's dropping tomorrow, but I do think in the month of March we'll probably end up getting. I think we're gonna get one drop that we're like, holy shit, we're actually getting this. Like, I did not think we're gonna get this, and then like 2 other drops that are like. We'll probably get 1 to 2 grails, then like 2 other drops that are 2 or 3 drops that are like, okay, this is profitable, this is really good. But I think the other 25 or 26 are gonna be like, meh, whatever. It's like for niche audiences or groups or just IP's not big enough or whatever it is, but I could be wrong. So like if we get like FA Hulk plus like comic, you know, first appearance of Hulk, and then we get, I don't know, like what's another big character we could get, thinking like Star Wars wise, I'm not sure, like I don't know, Luke Skywalker or something, like I don't know, like just like 1 or 2 big collectibles, then like 1 or 2 big comics, and then like that's it for the month. Like everything else is gonna be like meh. That's kind of how I'm expecting the month of March is gonna be. It's gonna be probably a lot of independent artists. Yeah, it could, especially since isn't March like Star Wars month or whatever, or like the very end of the month of March, it's like Star Wars stuff. So that's kind of what I'm guessing at. Giant Size X-Men tomorrow and an FA Green Lantern comic Thursday. Oh really? Damn, dude. I'll have to probably get in on that too. I'm up like 6K just today, really? I think certain things have gone up, but on average, I'd say a lot of stuff has gone down across the board. Dude, like the FA Gambit comic, last time I checked, it was at like it was almost like $5, I think, like $4.50. And last I checked, it was $3.50. So I was like, all right, I'll buy another one. I think I already have like 7 or 8 commons. I do want to get to the point where I'm buying some of these X-Men comics, and I'll buy Amazing Spider-Man and stuff too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's silly if you're collecting comics to not at least have some Spider-Man stuff, or at least like the significant FAs. Right now I still don't have AF-15. It's just too expensive right now. I do think that thing could go down to like 250 or like 300. Right now it's at 380 last I saw, and it's still slowly trickling down. Back in the 80s, Giant Size 1 was worth more than X-Men 1, 1963. Really? How was that the case? How's that the case? I don't know. That's interesting. What's up? I think your drop guesses are right. That's what I'm thinking too. It's like, because didn't they do this before last March, or didn't they do this prior? like this time last year, I think. Bob sales this time last year. It was like, oh, there's gonna be like a huge month, or I could have sworn they announced like another month that was gonna be huge. And the majority of the drops were meh, you know, a lot of independent artists, maybe some Star Wars, some Marvel, but it's like very like D or C tiered characters or more posters or more whatever. But I think this time, yeah, we're gonna have like one or two like grails, like holy crap, maybe one comic and one collectible, then we get like another really good comic and another really good collectible. And then everything else is like meh, which I'm totally okay with. I don't expect every drop to be a grail, and it's actually good that we spread it out, you know, spread out the fact that it's like we get a huge grail comic or collectible. So far it seems like Vivi's pretty much on pace that like every 2 months we get one really big thing and we're like, holy moly. I don't even think Lambo was the thing. I don't think, I mean, we can actually take a look here. Over here, if we go to store, go to drops, what's been like the biggest grail since the beginning of this year? I'm talking like irrefutably, this thing is amazing, you had to get it. So this is the beginning of this year right here. So basically, since this Princess Leia poster, RoboCop. These are really good. Would you consider these grails? These amazing Spider-Man? I think they're just like extremely high A tier. These amazing Spider-Mans. 2 and 4, it's like you gotta have them. Which I do think these will get cheaper, so I've been kind of holding off on those. I have one of each already. I mean, those are huge comics. So is this X-Men one. But I think someone linked like the CGC market cap of giant size X-Men is going to be the 4th largest one that we have. And of course, that's like a gross overgeneralization of like comics in general, right? But I think this is the biggest comic we've had this year. I think this is like the grail we've had this year, in my opinion. These two are really good too. Starbucks Odyssey, their NFT platform. Actually, I need to fix this. Give me a sec. I do need to fix chat. Just like shrink it down a little. There we go. What's up, Robert? Starbucks Odyssey, their NFT platform, is dropping their first one-of-one drop on March 9th. Sucks that you have to have access to the platform to participate. Huh. The new X-Men were really hot. Yeah, that's what I imagined. I bet you when they, you know, Colossus seems really cool, and like those characters definitely seem more unique, I would argue, than like some of the old school ones. Although Cyclops is really unique. Beast is like, just a strong, smart dude. Kind of had that already. I think Iceman was a part of that original crew, and there's some other characters. Sometimes I forget who's like a part of the original crew, and then like who's part of the newer one. As well. A lot of X-Men started there. Oh yeah, like I would say all the very popular X-Men started off there. Outside of like, you know, Cyclops, Professor Xavier and stuff, obviously. I didn't even hear March was gonna be a big drop this month. I missed that somehow. Yeah, they just said there's gonna be a drop every day, or maybe every day on average. So maybe there could be some days there's no drop, but then there's another day where there's 2 or 3 drops. I'm not exactly sure. What's up, Base? Base Lab 23, what's good? X-Men #1 wasn't all that hot, a buck for a long time. I can imagine, dude. I mean, honestly, the cover looks kind of goofy. Like the original X-Men comic cover. So it's X-Men #1 comic. Like you look at this cover, let's look at the images. I mean, you look at this. Open a new tab. Let's do this. Whoops. Open image, a new tab. That's what I'm gonna do, is the image. Like, looks kind of goofy, to be honest. And I think that was obviously in theme, like everyone's like dressed the same. There's a snow dude. Does Angel have a freaking bazooka? That's something I just noticed. I don't know why. But I think that's Archangel, I believe, and he has a bazooka. And Beast is just some dude who's basically just, you know, a dad bod version of a gymnast. And he's about to kick Magneto. Magneto looks sick in there. He also has like kind of like devilish horns. I've looked at this like comic cover, but I've never looked at it like that closely, to be honest. It's interesting, and it's I don't think that's Jean Grey. I think that's someone else on the cover. Like there's some pretty unique. Let me just go here really quick. Marvel Girl, who was then later renamed to Jean Grey, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It says Cyclops, Beast, Angel. That's not Archangel, it's Angel. I think there is a difference. Then Marvel Girl, Iceman, Magneto, Professor X. So I guess that's Marvel Girl. It's Jean Grey, okay, but back then they just called her Marvel Girl. Okay, that's what I figured. I remember there was something different. I'm like, I could have sworn that's either someone else or they like renamed her later to, instead of just Marvel Girl. Okay, I thought maybe it is, and they just like renamed her later, or like maybe she just had like an identity crisis, you know, and then she became Jean Grey later. I don't know. That is a strange one. So obviously the most popular ones are like Cyclops, Beast, aka Jean Grey, Iceman. I'd say the only one that's not super popular that people probably don't know of is like Angel, for the most part, like out of this original group for like the more popular X-Men. Let's go ahead and close this. But got this one. First appearance of Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and especially these comics that have like a lot of first appearances. That's really, really cool. Especially when they bring like a whole team. Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird. I think it's that guy. Yeah, never yeah, to be honest, I always get Thunderbird and someone else mixed up. It's like another, I could have sworn that like they had like another Native American like superhero. I think it's Warpath. I think I always get those two mixed up. It's like Warpath and Thunderbird, I believe. Like the vid fam helps out. Yeah, it does. So appreciate you guys if you're able to do that. Or just notice the music like cut out when I switched to here. Weird. Let's see if this helps. How would I copy this? Give me a sec here. Well, yeah, we're just going to go without what am I missing here? I guess I'll try this. I don't know why, but this is what's playing my music. This picture is playing my music, but that does not seem right. I mean, I'll leave it there just because it is, but that's... Oh, I have to show it. All right, let me just throw it down here then. Is that playing music now? Once I put up that picture, it's playing music? That is so weird. I need to fix this later. Mr. Planet Prophet, what's good, dude? Captain Scarlet and Thunderbird was similar, if you remember. Captain Scarlet. Captain Scarlet. Who is... Okay, now you guys got me curious. This is, I feel like, what we do most of the time on our streams. Wait, what? This? What the hell is this? Captain Scarlet and Thunderbird was similar, if you remember. I feel like I'm missing something. Marvel. Oh, wait. God, this face gets me every time, dude. Is this Captain Scarlet? I feel like I'm missing something. Choo Choo, what's good, dude? Dude, we have to actually might change some of our emotes now that we actually got X-Men on the app. I'm gonna go live hopefully when you're done around 8 p.m. vibes. Yeah, we'll be streaming for a little bit longer than that. I do want to, I don't think I'll be able to do like a 2.5 hour stream like I usually do, or like 3 hours. I think I'm gonna try and keep my streams to like an hour, hour and a half, sometime around there. The other Thunderbird. Captain Scarlet and the Mysterions. Okay, so it was the previous one. Whatever the hell this is. This looks like, what's it called? What's it called? Team America? This looks exactly like a Team America like joke. I realize Team America has based their stuff off of this, but it honestly just looks meme worthy. 6 discs, 32 episodes. Nice. All right, enough of Captain Scarlet. Yeah, I'll have to send you a link next time. Like I said, I've been messing with my audio settings, but next stream for sure, I will set up the stream so that you can come on as a guest, because that's what I did with Marvelous Pax. Gosh, it was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. He actually joined on, and I found a way through, oh my god, StreamYard, where I can like host a video that I'm gonna like record, but it's just backstage and we talk through there, and I just like show off that screen and I can still use OBS, which is really, really nice. So I'm listening rather than looking. Dude, that's, if you guys are lurking and just listening, that's completely fine. Bro, do whatever, just a heads up, of course. That's right. It's good to hear, it's good hearing what people think about this book, because you know X-Men, because the IRL value is deceptive. Because there are just so many slabs of it, yeah. What are we doing? Well, dude, we're talking about X-Men. We're talking about what you guys are gonna do on the drop. Maybe we'll do some price predictions too. What are your guys' price predictions for this drop? This one's really hard to tell. I feel like honestly the comments could probably push like 30 to 40 gems pretty easily on this one. I mean, shit, you look at comics, which one is it? You look at ASM 300, which is FA Venom. Don't get that, that's a huge comic too, don't get me wrong, but I mean the comments are, they were at 40 gems, and this is actually another one of those comics that's actually been dropping. I mean this was at 43 gems for like a while, now it's down to 36, but like this comic is at 36 gems, so I can only imagine Giant Size X-Men outperforming this, in my opinion. I actually don't even know the CGC value of comparing those two together, but right, if it was big enough that they made spoof movies about the puppet action shows 30 years later. Exactly. Okay, so I'll have to, maybe I'll watch some, maybe I'll watch some. Dude, I hope I hit that drop tomorrow. Yeah. Need to do a sacrifice? I might have to do one too. Sick looking cover. And I know that comic sold, I don't even know, was it like over 10 million copies? Something like that, that ASM 300? Or it's like 15 million copies or something like that. I'm not sure how many copies Giant Size X-Men sold. And this is what I mean about like market cap, because technically the CGC market cap, someone did like a spreadsheet on it, which was super interesting. I wish I still had it. You know what? I might be able to pull it up. Let me just pull it up here on a different tab. First. Because it was actually a really, really interesting like spreadsheet or like photo. I think it was in this one. I might have to like look at my history. Oh, here it is. Super informative. So this is a spreadsheet. I honestly don't even know if this is accurate, but someone linked a spreadsheet in one of the group chats and it seemed super legit. So I'm kind of following this. So if I know you guys can't see shit here, but hopefully you guys can see that. So this is like the CGC market cap of these different comics for the most part. I'm not exactly sure how they did the math, so I think what they did was just took like the value of it that sold at a 9.8, multiplied it by how many are in circulation, and then just kind of went down from there. So it's like, okay, there's 220 at a 9.8 and it sold for this much, that's the value, and then there's 404 at a 9.6 and that's the value, and they just kept on going all the way down. Is this an accurate depiction of how popular or how big a comic is? Unlikely, but I think it's pretty close. I mean, you can even you can look Amazing Spider-Man #3 as what, 7 times the size, 6 or 7 times the amount, and I mean the value is, the market cap is not that far off, even though the value is, there's a huge difference in value. So we'll have to see. Kind of argues like which one would perform better if if they had like the same scarcity level, right? Not entirely sure, but that's an interesting spreadsheet. And it goes through Amazing Fantasy, Fantastic Four, ASM 1. You know, it kind of goes all the way down from there. So okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, reading chat. That's what I was doing. Let me catch up with chat. The puppet action shows were for 10-year-olds. Gotcha. The price is deceptive. WTF? Not deceptive. It's just like, is it an accurate, like comparing comics? That's why it's so difficult, I feel like, to compare comics. $30 commons. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking 30 to 40. That's my guess. Is somewhere around that realm. Might get slept on at first because that IRL 9.8 value throws people off. Yeah. SR 700. Okay. At least 30 for the that's kind of what I'm thinking too. ASM 300 is crazy popular and physical. My guy. True. I think we just showed that with the spreadsheet. 30, 22, 28, 85, 420 is my guess. I think he just wanted to throw 420 in there. Pure chaos, and I do not blame you. 420 blaze it. Sounds like Wes is going after it. I mean, I feel like everyone's going to be going after this comic. I'm just a little upset that I'm gonna be at work and I'm gonna be able to go for the drop, but I love using my computer, my desktop for sniping, because honestly, trying to snipe a comic on your phone, because I don't think my phone screen is big enough, I lowered my text size, I lowered everything to make it so I can like click the comic and then click accept and then all that stuff. But it's just like, it's just too slow. Even then, it's still too slow, so I'd rather do it on my desktop, but I'm gonna be at work, so I'll see if I can get Vivi on my work laptop. If not, then I'll just have to just deal with it. I greatly enjoyed Captain Scarlet when I was 7. Nice. When all the dinosaurs were kicking around. Okay, I'll stop. You have Gambit first appearance? Yeah, I have quite a few of them. I've been meaning to actually pick up an ultra rare that cover, to be honest, because I think last I checked, there was one going for like 18 gems, which is a decent price, I think. Again, I'm not touching it just because I do think all the prices of all these will go lower over the course of the month. 24 gems after the heat cool, 4 hours after the drop. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. ASM 300 is worth good money in real life. Yeah, for sure. Yo, Vibes, did you buy the Mona Lisa drop this weekend? I did not. I didn't even know it was a thing until literally I watched Vault stream and he was like talking about it, and it kind of just went in one ear and out the other, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, okay, cool. I don't know. So no, I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest. Yo, it's the Dude Meister. Dude Areno, Balderino, good looking Areno. Appreciate it, my guy. Wontonamon. Thank you. Wontonmon. That's how you say it. Giant Size X-Men is a big IRL book. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna be going after it. No, I wonder if that Gambit FA is still did I pass it? No. Trying to find that uncommon. Dude, where is it? Probably would have been faster if I just there you are. Yeah, there's still one here going for, I guess, 19 technically. This was sitting at 24. I've been keeping a close eye on this. This was at 24 gems, like sitting at 24 gems for about a month, up until about the last week. I feel like right around when David Yu said, like, as well as Alex G said, like, March is going to be a big month and we're going to have a drop like almost every day. I feel like prices have been slowly just kind of trickling down. I'll be honest, I put some money into Vivi and it felt terrible that I wasn't getting like cheap gems and and all that stuff. So it is kind of hard to just keep throwing money into Vivi, right? Some people it's easier than others, but when prices are getting this low in some areas, it's hard to see. What do you think of the recent sell-off of Vivi influencers like Superstar Money, the Gale, etc.? Yeah, so I don't think Superstar Money's, they're not like completely cashing out. What they said was, we are done trying to invest and just hope for speculation, right? Basically, they're not doing any more speculative investments, which I agree with. And I remember, which is funny because I've been saying this for, you know, over a year. I remember saying, like, I'm kind of holding off on vehicles because the vehicles almost entirely depend on like the Viviverse. You know, there's a lot of investments, you know, at least for the, what's it called? Marvel Mighties. You could invest in the Marvel Mighties thinking there's going to be gamification. If you invest in, I would say invest, but if you invest in like the FAs, worst case scenario, there's no Marvel Mighty game or anything like that. There's no gamification, but at least you can fall back on the fact that you still have like FA Doctor Doom, FA Green Goblin, first appearance of like all the Fantastic Four members. Like, okay, at least that's something. It's not like, I don't know. Same thing with lightsabers. I do think lightsabers are going to be a thing. You can equip them and use them in the Viviverse, but until the Viviverse is rolled out and a lot of people are using it and all that stuff, I don't know. But I think their investments, or some of the things that they said that they were going to stop investing, is like, oh, we're going to have like old collectibles, or I'm going to buy up all the season 1 stuff because they, like, Vivi could do an airdrop. It's like, what's the point, you know? At that point, if you're buying the season 1 collectibles just for an airdrop, you might as well just, like, I don't know. And plus prices plummet so hard after an airdrop as well. So it's like, if you really wanted to like collect like all the hoverboards, let's say, prices are going down. And if they do announce like an airdrop for hoverboards, like, you could just wait for the hoverboards to, like, they're gonna go up because everyone wants to buy them. Then just wait for literally a day after the drop or after the airdrop, and everything just nosedives, and you can actually buy it cheaper than you would have before they announced the airdrop. So I don't know, they're not selling everything off. I don't know what happened with the Gale. I don't talk to him that closely. I used to kind of hang out in the streams occasionally, but I think he's just more interested in OpenSea and as well as like the DC platform, which the DC platform Palm is really, really good. But he seems to be more interested in that project, which I don't blame him. You know, they've been rewarding the collectors with airdrops and all that kind of stuff. Though the most recent airdrop was kind of lame, and then before that, it was kind of like a couple months before that. So I don't know. I don't blame them. I mean, people can do what they want with their money, with their investments, with their time. It doesn't matter to me. So I'm never gonna be upset with someone that like sold out of Vivi or cashed out or something like that. Like, I don't really care. Dano, what do you think it will take to get more users into Vivi? I'm like 50-50 about Vivi surviving long term, 5+ years. We'll see. We'll have to really see how. That's such a huge like open-ended question, but I think it's like a cultural thing. Just, I don't think the world at large is like culturally or financially ready for like digital collectibles. I'm talking like today. But what we need to have is like the metaverse to pop off. We need to get metaverse and the idea of digital collectibles to be massively adopted, and that starts with like I think the giant licensors. If the licensors can give out crazy utility, because I bet you tomorrow if Disney was like, hey, we're gonna give out digital collectibles, you know, there's 300 of them. If you do own one of these, you guys are gonna get exclusive this or that, right? Experience. People would be all over that. And if they do another one, and then another IP does it, and another one, and then it starts becoming more widely accepted. On top of that, blockchain technology, I do think one of the best things that could happen, probably just because I'm in the industry that I'm in, I do think one of the best things that could happen to like cryptocurrency is like actually becoming a security. I think as long as crypto or like ecomi and NFTs and all that stuff is like not considered a security, or there's basically very little to zero regulation, like big money's never going to touch it. Like they're never going to touch those things, at least the crypto side. I mean, obviously Disney's already investing in digital collectibles. Same thing with Marvel and everything else. But yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. There are some times where I do feel like sometimes Vivi is like a web 2.5 or like a web 2 platform masquerading as like a web 3 using some aspects, but it's like you really can't take stuff off, and like it might be really difficult to like bring stuff in. We haven't really done that yet, so it's, I don't know. There's a lot of like moving parts, and who knows like which one's gonna take off. But if I did have to put my money somewhere, it would be in like licensed IPs with decades long fan bases with literally billions of dollars. Like I'd rather invest in that than, you know, cyber 8 monkey, cyber like penguin cigar club 69, and you know, basically I either win or lose all my money based off like buying the wrong like animal NFT. Like I don't know, that's just my take on it. NFT spam. Sam Ellis is cashing out. I haven't heard from that guy in like I think literally a year, like over a year. I don't even know what he's been up to be honest. I remember like me and him were supposed to do like an interview, or I had some like, I remember talking on a stream one day and I had some cool ideas that I brought up about like the market, and he's like, oh, those are some good ideas. Do you mind if I use those for a video? And this was when I was like really early, like making content on Vivi. This is when I made like 2 or 3 videos on my channel. And I remember hitting him up saying like, yeah, dude, I would love to talk about it on my YouTube channel, or like, can I join you on a stream and we can talk about it? He's like, oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Me and him went back and forth and talked one day on Discord, I think for probably like 30 minutes, and never heard from him again. Like after that, nothing against the guy. He was really busy during that time, but I mean, this was like late 2021, so like December 2021, I think. So sold my 2023 Winnie the Pooh for 223 gems, waiting for March drops. Let's go. So you had to wait a whole year, almost a whole year, to get to 2023, and then you sold it. So I feel you. He is on the floor for everything. Hey, I mean, some people, I mean, if he got in early enough and bought everything, you know, at box price, or if he, like I said, he got a lot of stuff early and he's profitable, you know, good on him. And believe it or not, having a handful of content creators like cash out isn't like the entire market sentiment, or it's not like, it's no more or less significant than, you know, some random person on Vivi with a large collection started cashing out, and like they're a nobody, right? Like no one knows about them, but they still spent, you know, $100,000 on the app. It just so happens that, like I said, like every content creator that makes stuff on Vivi, we're just some guy or some girl that just turned on the camera and just started talking. Like, don't get me wrong, some people have more expertise or experience in some areas than others, but everyone here is getting an SR tomorrow. Dude, I would love to get the SR. Depending on what the price range is on the SR, I'm willing to go for it. But at the same time, I do feel like the SR might like skyrocket up initially or start really high, but it will like start bleeding back down, given enough just drops. Like I said, there's so many other huge comic drops that could happen that could cause prices to keep going down. What happened with the rare ASM4 today? They almost sold out of all of them. That does happen occasionally, especially like uncommons or rares. Usually it's like the rare or ultra rares. The supply just gets like super low and people like overlook it. Another thing that could be the case is, it's probably faster if I just do this. Comics. You said number 4, right? For sale. Yeah, there's 10 for sale right now for 33 gems. This bottom listing, dude, 420, 420, 420, 420. That's a funny that's a funny listing. Yeah, but sometimes the supply just gets super low. That is really low. That's kind of crazy low for what it is. Sometimes you'll see this with the ultra rares and secret rares. Like sometimes there'll actually be less ultra rares on the market than secret rares. But when did that come out? Let me double check. Drops. Maybe it's been a month and a lot of them got delisted. Yeah. What's today? The 26th? 27th. It could be that a lot got delisted, but having it just be the rares is a bit odd. Oh well, that's a good eye on that, Big A. Pure chaos. You gonna get an uncommon, bro? Dude, you know I am. Dude, that's what happens to me too. All like the biggest comics that I get on, whether it's Palm, DC, or on Vivi, it's like a huge comic. I always just like land an uncommon. Or let me say this: whenever I always get, like, for me, I got Black Panther and I'm like, cool, I got a rare, but like literally the rare was as much as the common, and uncommon was even lower. So it's like, I guess I technically got the second worst one or whatever. It was like tied, but common game for life. I would love to get a common or a secret rare. To be quite honest, are you guys fans of the rare and ultra rare covers? I'm not the biggest fan of like the art style. Like I totally get it if people like that art style, but I'm not the biggest fan on it. I like it, but I also don't like at the same time. It's different for sure, but I just, maybe it's one of those things where it's like, just the more you look at it, you'll probably end up liking it, but at first you're just like, I want this to be beyond badass. Like the cover is badass. I want the like different covers to be like more like the Ghost Rider one, or I mean there's some badass rare and ultra rare covers. I've been common and uncommon gang for more than half a year on every comic drop so far. Really? Have you never gotten something higher? I mean, I'm sure you've gotten something higher than that for sure. Marvel Mighties are unique. They may be the thing that surprises in the future. Mr. 100 sets. Do you really have 100 sets? That's awesome. I do think it could surprise some people. It's just hard because those mint numbers are so high, especially for a lot of the heroes. If I were to invest heavily in a Marvel Mighties, I would just do villains, and maybe there's a handful of heroes I would invest in, you know, like small amounts, and like, okay, Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, or the Gwen Spider, but mostly it'd be the villains. And then, you know, Spider-Man 2099 and Beta Ray Bill and Odin and Loki, because we already had FA Thor. So I mean, there'd be other ones I would invest in too, but I'm only getting out of Vivi when there's a bull run and Vivi prices still stay the same. Then you can see if Vivi will survive. That's a good call. I mean, there's times where even now I flash back, I'm like, oh my god, dude, I could have sold my, you know, a good portion of my vault for 20 grand, you know, back in December, or 30 grand or whatever it is. And now it's like, dude, if I had that much money now, dude, I don't know if I could contain myself. Like there'd be so much random shit I'd be buying. But I don't know, I feel like I've actually been done pretty good with self-control. Probably too much, because I actually held through the bear market and there was only like a very small handful of things I sold. Like there's a lot of shit I have. I mean, you guys have seen my collection. Like there's so much shit I have that I'm literally down 90% on because I just held for too long. Also, I fell for the trap, guys. I got a Kang on the drop. I fell for the trap. I should have done research, because usually I do research on a few things when I go for a drop. So usually I look here to see like how many likes and comments it gets. I also go on Twitter, see how many likes and comments it gets. I go on Vivi Vault stream to see like how many people are like going for the drop, because you know he has, you know, a few hundred people that watch his streams, and so when you have 90% of the people going for the drop, you know it's probably going to be good. On his stream, I think they saw this, like I think it was like 25 or 30% of the people said they were going for the drop, and the other 70% weren't. If Giant Size X-Men was not announced, I think this would have gotten much closer. Would have sold out? Probably not, but there wouldn't be 813 editions left. It'd probably be closer to like 300. Maybe it sells out, who knows? At least you get the drops. I get shout out ban every time before a big drop, aka Miles and Lambo. Oof, sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, tomorrow I hope I land the drop. It's gonna be tough because I'm gonna be at my work using their Wi-Fi. I know the Wi-Fi I have at home is really good, so I have no idea how good the Wi-Fi is at my work. I assume it's good, but we'll see. Haven't got a big drop. I use 5G every time there's a big drop. It rains. Only got the Lambo and a rebound. Yeah, I got my Lambo and a rebound too. So I got the rare. So the, which color was that one? Like the gray, like the kind of like the gold and silver one. I actually ended up selling it when it was at 165. So I sold it, I feel like relatively at the top. So I got lucky. It actually went up, went back down, then like went up again. I think once it sold out or something, and I sold it there. And now I can buy it back for, you know, obviously much cheaper. I do want to get a Lambo. I actually still like the red one the most. So maybe if the red one goes down to like, I think it could go down to like 180 pretty easily. So I might grab it then. Last time I got a big drop was Vader, I think. Vader was a good one. Which reminds me, I still need to merge my accounts because my other account has my ultra rare Vader. FR Lives, yeah. I'm waiting for my MODOK drop to lose money. Yeah, I didn't even bother going for that drop at all. Even though the ultra rare on that went up quite a bit. This one. Where are you? This lady. Jane Van Dyke. Literally only because she's the gatekeeper, right, of getting the airdrop. This thing ran up to like 75 gems or 80 gems at one point, I believe. It was nuts. Just because people want the airdrop, but the odds are airdrop's probably going to go for 50 gems, and then Jane Van Dyke is going to go down to what, 25? Probably 20 gems at most. And it's like, cool. That's why Miles currently at a 11.4k floor. The next is 15k, nothing sold higher than 9k recently, but still interesting. Yeah, Miles is doing extremely well. I have a friend that won the Miles on the drop. So good for him. And I mean, those are absurd prices for a bear, for like the bear market we're in. Like you said, that doesn't seem like there's any confirmed sales after 9. People just delisting or just not bothering, but don't worry, Jeff, I'm on team 8 paint chips as a kid too. Nice. What's it called? Is it Black Sheep? Is that the movie with Chris Farley? I think they made that quote, eating paint chips as a kid. Yeah, I gotta work with what we get and flip out way. I've been flipping to get Golden Moment R2D2 for a few months. I still can't get there. I know a lot of people have been flipping out of Golden Moments because it's pretty much all been confirmed that like Disney's not going to do anything retroactively with stuff that's already on the platform. It's not like it's never going to happen, but it's just very unlikely. So Vivi did say, I mean, they could do airdrops, they could do cool stuff if you own sets of like other IPs, but I do think people would probably get upset, you know, oh, you guys are showing a ton of favoritism to Star Wars or to Marvel and not to Lambo and not to, you know, these Labbits or whatever the hell. Like, people are gonna complain, and then Vivi's gonna have to deal with it. And so it's like, I do think Vivi is going to probably mostly just stick to their own products if they're gonna do airdrops or like any kind of like crazy utility app wide. Green is my favorite, yeah. My vault value was 200k at one stage. Oof. Now if you sold everything at the top and reinvest, I mean, you could be Mr. 300 sets. Unlikely, because as you go up in sets, completing sets cost more and more and more and more. It gets exponentially more expensive. So maybe you would have been like Mr. 175 sets or something, you know. But we all could have been there, right? How much do you think mint numbers really matter? I've overspent on some mints, and I'm starting to think I drank too much of the Kool-Aid. I'm right there. I've never been a huge mint number guy. I've only invested in one mint number ever. And even then I probably overspent, but I really don't care just because I like it. And I've shown it on stream a bunch of times, and I think I've even shown it on Twitter before as well. Wait, is this the market? No, this is my collection. This is the only one I've actually bought mint number wise. Is Gambit, FA Gambit 777. That's the only one that I've like really gone out of my way to actually like overspend on it. I think mint numbers matter for the right items and IPs. If you collect the comic book here of a comic, I think it's always going to do well. Even if it's a meh comic, like, I mean, you're not going to be able to go like 50 times the floor, but someone would pay a premium for that. The bigger the comic, obviously the bigger the deal. Or if you get, I don't know, stuff like, I don't know, weird like birth years of like the artist and that kind of stuff. Like I'm like, okay, I got Jack Kirby's birthday for this comic. Like someone might be into it. Maybe. The also thing is like, how much are they going to pay extra for it? I have no idea. At the same time, you know, you don't need 10,000 people to be interested in that aspect of comic collecting. You just need one person, really, one person to be interested in that thing, and they just happen to be on Vivi, right? So mint numbers overall, like I said, I think it entirely depends on if that IP, or like I said, you know, there's a lot of numerics that's involved with comics, so it just makes sense. Like comics, if you get a certain number or like a birth year or whatever, I like that. I like 777 Gambit. When I tell people that, they're like, okay, that makes sense. Does it make enough sense where they're gonna pay 50 times the floor? Maybe. All I need is one person to believe that it does. So, but hopefully you didn't get like, I don't know. You can do whatever you want, but I do think mint numbers matter for certain things. I know that sounds like a weird cop-out answer. Like 616 for any like FA Marvel character, I do think that's a good one. The last major drop I landed was the UR AF15. Holy smokes, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, I didn't land AF15. I missed on an AF15, ASM 300, like all those like early like 10k drops. Like I could not land. That's a huge drop. No complaining for you. Yeah, you can't complain. You had something good happen to you. You can't complain. I track on every Grail comic with low mints, hoping to get one tomorrow. Dude, that's same with me, Frank. Though I did get lucky with the ASM, like 2 and 4 and that kind of stuff. Got my Jane Van Dyke for 40 gems, so I'm hoping the MODOK will cover my loss, even if she drops to 15 gems. Okay, if you got her on drop, that's pretty good. Or you got her for 40. Yeah, we'll see. Vive's been good to me considering the amount I invested in it. Nice. Or Vivi's been good to me. Same vibes. I'm like, sure, glad to help. Invested 50 bucks. I don't mind. I'm collecting mainly Star Wars. So that's interesting. Everyone's got an angle, right? Some people are collecting Star Wars. A lot of people like myself, I kind of just made the decision like, yeah, I'm gonna invest in, I mean, a bit of everything, don't get me wrong, but if I do have extra gems left over, or if I am considered stacking something, it would be X-Men comics. But you did a good job flipping though. You invested 50? Damn, you win. I invested 60. Only reason I'm really doing good is loading up on discount gems when Superstar Money was advertising them, and also getting SR miles on drop. Yep. Sometimes, I mean, that's the crazy thing about Vivi is like, all you need is one break, right? Imagine you land, you know, like a very low mint SR Lambo, or you land, you know, like there's a Wolverine collectible drop, you land the SR and it's like 616 or something like that, like, and it's the SR, or you get something, I don't know, like it's FA year or something like that. Like, I mean, there's certain drops or there's certain collectibles that you just land and you're just like, wow, my vault value just doubled or tripled or went up like exponentially, or like, now because I got the most expensive item, now I don't feel as bad collecting the other 3 variations and completing the set, and like now I'm like an exclusive club of people that can actually like complete the set, right? So I met you, Jeff. I'm in about 1100. Nice. I mean, I'm still way up on my investments, like overall. It just sucks seeing it like way up here at like 20, 30K, and then now it's down to, I think last I checked is like 4.5, something like that, between my 2 accounts. I met you, Jeff, yeah. Yeah, I'm still way up. I'm running out of stuff to sell on Vivi. Was looking to sell physical collectibles to get more stuff recently, yeah. I only bought 0.2 gems twice. Should have loaded up. Dude, there was gems going for 0.2? There's no way, dude. 0.2. I never did any of that, like, buy gems. Not that I was against it. I didn't really care for it. To be honest, at the time, like, I just didn't have like a shit ton of money, like in general. Like, I guess I could have just at least bought like, okay, $100 like worth of gems or whatever. But I don't know, like for the most time, like I didn't hear of anyone selling like lower than like 50 or 60 like cents per gem. So 0.2 gem is nuts. 7777 lucky jackpot. Yeah. Is it 3 sevens? I'm sure there's a slot machine out there that has 4 sevens, but. Did you go for the king drop today? Yes, I fell for the trap. I admit it, I fell for the trap. Not collectibles. Yeah, I got this. I got king. Yep, paid 50. Now it's going for 26. Now, I will say this, and I'm letting you guys in on a little secret. The last time, I think I said this last time. I always say stuff last time. Where's Vivi on here? There it is. So anyway, well, I think I showed this on my last stream, maybe 2 streams ago, but the last time Vivi, or I should say technically Marvel, last time Marvel technically burned collectibles / comics, remember they started like saying like, hey, like Marvel's not gonna start just like burning shit. They're not gonna let us know when or what, or I mean, they let us know what when it happens, right? But they've been burning collectibles and comics. So it happened at the very end of November and the very end of January. So it's 2 months apart. And there's still a lot of unsold comics on the app right now. Like Tales of Suspense, Avengers 181, Black Panther, Devil Dinosaur. I'm thinking Devil Sword like World of Warcraft. X-Men 30, Alpha X-Men, like still a lot of like unsold comics relatively on the market. So it wouldn't surprise me if at the end of this month, like tomorrow, they could start burning comics, but what I think is more likely is the end of March, because so far it's been 2 months. So far we've seen, it's not a trend, right? Like 2 points is a line, but like once you actually get that 3rd point, which I think is end of March, that's a trend. So I do think at the end of March, they're actually gonna burn comics and collectibles again. Like, hey, everything that's not sold out, we're gonna burn. So I'm just kind of keeping a close eye on ones, like at least comic wise, like MODOK. It's kind of like the only one I feel like worth, or maybe just comics, like just the floor price stuff, right? Like there's probably some of these comics where you could just like buy the floor because they're gonna burn the rest. Like Avengers 181, that's one that's like, cause what is it now? Let's buy. I think last I saw the comments were going for like 220 on the app. So you've been getting a comic every day? Yeah, so far every day in the last, I mean, I just started, so 6 days. But I'm keeping it relatively cheap. So I'm just buying comics that are usually like 2 to 5 gems. But some days may come where I might buy something that's like 15, 20 gems. You know, I might eventually buy, because there's a couple comics I still do not have. Either because the price was way too high during the bull run, and I just said, whatever, I'll just buy it later. Or I'm like, I think the price is gonna go lower, which it did. Like, I don't have Daredevil. I don't have a Daredevil comic, so I'm waiting for that. It's at 15 now. I do think this could go down to like 10, given enough time. Also, ASM #1, I think could also go down to, yeah, like this one. Last I checked, I think it was like 20 for a long time, and it still is 20. But I do think this could go lower over the course of the next month, and that's probably when I'm gonna buy it. I might buy a few, we'll see. So at some point this month, or say next month technically, I'll probably buy one of these. People were frowning upon people who bought discount gems like it's a sin. I mean, it's just there. Like, I know you're kind of giving bots like an exit strategy or a means to exit like the app and still be profitable, but if it's not you, then it's going to be someone else that does it right. So I'm not opposed at all. Like I said, if a year and a half ago, if I had more money, I would have done it, but I just didn't at the time, to be quite honest. Need a golden moment, Sonic the Hedgehog? Possibly, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be through Sega, right? Doesn't Sega own Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog? Or maybe that was a long time ago. Getting Sega would be kind of cool. There's a few cool Sega characters. Yeah, Boo the Cat made me a few hundred gems, nice. Kang #1 was the only Kang needed, in my opinion. Kang 1. Kang 1. Is that what this one's called? Oh, Kang 1. It's also such a weird... Is it because in the movie? It's like, oh, because they're like numbered, right? There's like Kang 1 and there's like... Is there Kang 2? Is that what this one is? Kang 2? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. Odds are I probably won't even watch it. Thanks to Dino for escorting. Dude, Dino was making a killing doing those. So he almost convinced me a few times to start doing it. And I think right when I said like, all right, I'm gonna start doing it, but I need to make a Discord and all this stuff, I think Vivi literally said like, all right, you can't do this anymore or else we're gonna like flag your account. I'm like, all right, shit, I can't do it anymore. I bought 150k gems at 0.4. Holy moly. Hope you kept all 150k of those gems. Because now basically, gosh, now those same gems are, yeah, I don't know. It's funny. You bought gems at 150k, but like everything's down 90%, so it's kind of interesting. Michael Campa, hi there. Do you know where I can hear the AMA from today? I don't know. Probably on Twitter. I would imagine either the Vivi Twitter, they're probably going to post the recording, or in the Discord, because it happened in Discord. So I bet you there's a link somewhere in the Vivi Discord where you can find it. Sorry, I've been getting like a bit of a cough recently. It just feels like, I don't feel like sick, I just feel like I have to like clear my throat a lot. So that would be my best bet, Michael Campa, is to like go through the Discord. I mean, I heard bits of it, but I was at work while the AMA was happening. And then afterward, I know there was another talk on Twitter with like David Yu just talking about the Vivi 500, which by the way, that's an amazing video. I thought the video was gonna be like 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes at most. And when I saw it was like 11.5 minutes, I'm like, holy shit, that's a long ass video. But it was really, really cool. Really well done by Metaverse Life. Off-app gems are frowned upon because it was exit liquidity for bots. Yeah, exactly. Big A's the only other person I've seen that still hold SR miles from drop. Wonder how many still hold it from a drop like us, like US or us. I don't know. I don't get it. To be quite honest, if I got SR miles on drop, I probably would have sold it just because. Not that I don't believe in miles, but it's just like with everything else being so cheap, it's like getting an extra 8 or 9 grand right now. You can buy a lot of really, really good stuff with that. And I kind of like the idea. I like having a good mix of like really expensive or like not high status, but just like significant FAs that I'm holding on to. But at the same time, I also like having a lot of comics or a lot of things I can just like start dollar cost averaging as they go up in price. Because there could be a time where it's like, oh, I want to play this drop or something happens, and I'm like, all right, I just need enough gems to like grab a bunch of these in the secondary, I don't feel like selling my 10,000 gem collectible because I don't have anything else to sell, right? I don't know. But I think there's still a lot of people that are holding their SR miles for the most part. Though it would be really cool to see a thing like on your account. So like, let's say on your account, if you're the original owner, like if you are one of the original mentors of a certain collectible, there should be like a star or some sort of like indicator, I feel like, on the collectible that shows that like you minted this and you're the original owner. I think that'd be kind of cool. I do think that aspect would be kind of cool if there's a way to have a way to like associate with like who's the original owner and stuff. I think that would actually kind of help some people to like not sell certain collectibles. It won't stop most people. I still think 99% of the people still sell their collectible, but there's that 1% that might just hold on to it just because now it has like a ribbon or something cool next to it because you're the original mentor. I went for Labbit and Star Wars drops and took 2 huge L's, so luckily I skipped today. Nice. Learned your lesson. So, I mean, I got really lucky on the Star Wars comic. I got the ultra rare on the drop. I got the better ultra rare of the 2. I'll probably end up selling this. I've been kind of stubborn and like waiting for the like floor price to go up before I sell it, but I might just, I feel like I might as well keep it. I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. I don't need the 30 gems like now, but part of me does feel like if I could just sell it now, I'll probably be able to buy it for 22 or 19 gems later. But then again, I'm probably not going to rebuy it. So these are all the thoughts that go through my head, and I'm sure your guys' head too when you're like, should I sell it? Should I keep it? Do I care? It's a poster. I like Star Wars, but it's like, do I like, what's it called? Like early memorabilia or like early art sketch? What's it called? Concept images. Like, do I like it that much? Like, I don't know. Tito 420, not many, I would think. I think there's still an okay amount of people that are still holding miles. I know Pixel Trader won on the drop and he's still holding his. I mean, that's his icon, or that's his logo. Not his logo, his profile picture on Twitter. I've held my miles SR since drop. Let's go, Brandon. They should start burning an hour after all drops. That would make things interesting. Yeah, it would, but I think it would definitely bully out a lot of people that like have work or people that just like cannot immediately put all of their attention and focus and finance like into Vivi that 1 hour of the day for a drop. So 24 hours. I would say, yeah, I think 24 hours still like too soon. Maybe like 48 hours. Maybe even like end of the week. Like, who knows? Not entirely sure. Maybe it's just a random moment, right? Maybe it literally burns everything 5 seconds after the drop. Who knows? But I think 24, 48 hours is okay now. Prefer 48. You got mid number 1, 2, 3. Let's go. That's cool. It's tough for a lot of people right now. So it's hard to turn down a 9K profit from $50, but everything I have invested in BB is extra money. So it makes it easier to hold for the moonshot. Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. I mean, same here, right? Unless I'm absolutely in love with the collectible, to be honest, I'm probably gonna sell it. That's one thing I've kind of learned is every single time I've gotten emotionally invested with like a collectible, or I'm like really stubborn about like not selling it, it's always bitten me in the ass every time. But all the collectibles that I know it's probably like a weird fallacy to say like all the stuff I didn't sell ended up hurting me in a bear market. It's like, well, no shit. But I feel like at the same time, there were some collectibles I told myself, even since the day I got it, I'm like, I'm never selling this. That was me and Steamboat Willie. I wish I sold it a long time ago. But through my stubbornness or my, I was thinking with my ego or my heart instead of like my brain. I'm like, I remember even telling myself this. When Steamboat Willie was at $10,000, I remember thinking to myself during Christmas, you know, early like January, I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, are people really going to join this app and spend $10,000 day one, you know, or even within the first couple months of being on the app? Are they really going to spend $10,000 on Steamboat Willie? I don't care how big of a collector you are on Disney, it's like $10,000. Is this price like maintainable? Like 9 to 10,000, I'm like. But you know, it was a different time back then. We were all moonshotting. We all thought we were going to the moon, and Vivi finally made it. We're getting 20,000 users a day, and you know, we know we're dealing with bots, but like the bots are only here because there's already like, you know, we're pushing, you know, 2 or 3 million people on the app until we realize like we're probably closer to like 30 or 40,000, like at most. So it is what it is. You live and you learn. I still wouldn't trade those memories for anything though. That was a really fun time during that bull market. Everything was popping off. My channel popped off. Everyone had a lot of fun until everything started just taking a shit. that whole like late year of 2021. But it happens. No, I went for both drops and got common Star Wars person, uncommon Labbit. Lost like 65% instantly. Yeah, I even told myself too, it's like I'm not gonna mess with anything unless it's Grail tier. I remember being my friend, we talk about Vivi quite a bit. Or I should say actually me and my brother. We talk about Vivi quite a bit. And we kind of told each other like we're not going for collectibles anymore unless it is very high tier, like A tier, S tier, Grail status. Like that's the only thing we're messing with. Like anything below that is just a risk, an unnecessary risk. And basically, unless in some way, shape, or form, I don't want to say I'm only going for drops as a guaranteed profit. Like some of them are worth going for, or if it's like, okay, it's a little bit under retail, like whatever. But there's just some drops where it's just like this Kang one. I should have known better. Like, I've actually did like a shred of research. I'm like, all right, it's the new movie. The Kang comic is super, super big. He's actually like a pretty, you know, notable villain. All right, I'm gonna go for it. But I did zero research. I didn't look at like, I just looked at Vivi Vault's stream, but I didn't look at like the Twitter feedback. I didn't look at the in-app feedback or anything like that. And also, I didn't even look at the Medium article until like the morning of. So that's totally on me. So I shouldn't have even touched this with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, I held the gems and just waited for a cash out. Hell yeah, dude. That's a plan right there. That's a plan right there. That every time I went into a platform with a plan and I'm gonna stick to it like no matter what, and it ended up paying off. That's exactly what I did with HRO. Like I have nothing against HRO. That sounds like they're actually doing very, very well right now. A lot of cool stuff happening on the platform. But I went in there and I said, you know what? I like Vivi more. This is super cool, but I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna buy digital packs. I'm gonna sell those packs in the secondary for basically guaranteed profit. And until that stops, I'm gonna keep doing that, and then eventually I'm gonna cash out. And that's exactly what I did. Like the first drop, I wish I bought 10 packs instead of 2. Sold those for I think like 400 or 500 each. The next pack, still kind of profitable. It was getting really close to box price, and I'm like, all right, I'll do it, sell it again. But the very next time we did pack number 3, and I knew it wasn't gonna be as good because I think they limited to like 2 packs, or I forgot what the thing was. I bought 2. I think I sold them both for like a $1 loss, and I'm like, all right, this is no longer profitable. I know how this song and dance goes, unless there's something new or something astronomically new or a new pillar or whatever they do. It's not profitable, so cool. I'm just gonna cash out, be done with it. And I made, I don't know. So I spent like $200, but I made like $900 or like $1,100 profit, something crazy. So I'm like, cool, done, you know. I might revisit HRO because it sounds like they got some cool stuff going on, but I'm not going to be putting like hundreds of dollars or anything, or thousands of dollars or anything like that back into it personally. Michael Campa, Captain Vivi channel, German guy, nice. Reflux equals throat clearing. I think so. I notice like whenever I have like really oily or like greasy food, remember having like fried chicken or I don't know, like some sort of like pasta with a lot of like oil or just whatever it is. If something's like really greasy or oily and I eat it, you know, especially like pizza or something like that, there's times where I've had like acid reflux and I'm like, I could definitely tell. But there's times too where I eat something greasy or oily and it's like, I'm just like coughing. It feels like there's always just something in the back of my throat. I feel like I clear it, then it comes back, and I clear it and it comes back. And sometimes, I mean, that'll last for like an hour after I'm done eating, and I'll just be coughing. Not like a coughing fit, but it just feels like I have to cough like every 5 minutes for like an hour or two, and that's annoying. Oh yeah, that's a big L. I got common poster, but also bought the SR for 70. Probably holding on to that for another week to see where it goes. Dude, the poster popped off, dude. The SR one. That one really caught me off guard. I even told myself, because can I look at the SR? There it is. Yeah, it's at 150. Someone said this was as low as like 65 gems, like the day after the drop. So like when the drop happened, it was up to like 110, and then it went down to 90, then I kind of sold it at 85, and I'm like, all right, whatever, it's a dead drop. Then like I got closer, it got later at night, it went down to 65, and then overnight, like the next morning, I saw, and this was at like 156. I'm like, what the hell? It just doubled in price. So that really kind of just surprised me. That would be as bad? I don't know. Thanks, Bob Sales, found it. Nice. Thanks, Bob Sales, for bringing that up. What's your game plan? Game plan? Yeah, game plan for March Madness vibes. 5 weeks of constant drops. We could see all-time lows even on major grails. That's what I'm thinking too, dude. That's why, even though I started this whole like, oh, a comic a day thing, I'm gonna still do that, but I'm just gonna keep it to like $2 comics. But I actually look at comics quite a bit. I refresh the page and I try to see, you know, what's at the top and all that. But if I do see something that's like heavily undercut, or if someone like, let's say it's a $20 common cover and someone lists one for like 14 for whatever reason, like I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna wait. I'm only gonna go for grails, to be honest. Only basically AS tier / grail tier collectibles / comics this month, March. I'm not gonna touch anything else. That's my plan, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Vivi could do something crazy. They could do some drops, or they can announce something. I don't know. But my take on it is like, I'm probably only going to end up playing like maybe 10% of the drops. So basically 3 or 4 out of the month. Everything else I'm probably not going to touch. I have Superman number 1, Legendary Mint, number 99 on DC. Would you trade that for a SR Miles Morales? I have no idea, especially when you're talking like cross-platform stuff. I don't know. That's tough. But Superman number 1, Legendary Mint. Legendary Mint number 99 on DC. Okay, so Superman number 1, Mint 99. Okay. Okay, so okay, that's the comic. For some reason I was thinking like HRO for some weird reason, because I know you're on there as well. Me personally, I would keep the Superman, to be honest. I would keep the Superman comic. Yeah, because there's only like, isn't there only like 250 of those, like 500 of those or something like that on the app or on DC? I would keep the Superman comic personally. SR Miles is cool, but it's Superman. I don't know how else to explain it. Agreed vibe. Don't get too attached to the collectibles. I should have sold Dawn on Daisy for 2.6k. Dude, I bought mine at 1.9. We're way down together. SR Ghost Rider comic for 2k. You Are Vader for 3k. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'll share some of my losses with you. Whereas this isn't big, but this was like the first stack that kind of like bit me in the ass. Where is it? Yeah, Ghost Rider. So I think at one point I bought 20 of these, and I've kind of sold each of them off. I sold, I think like 5 for a small amount of profit, and like another 5 for just losses. And I'm just like, I just need some gems. So I bought all of these, 30 gems. Come on, dude, I hate it when it does that. Long story short, I bought all of those common comics. Dude, fun under the sun. Thank you so much, dude. Smash that like button. Let's go vibes. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Dude, I bought all those comics for like 25 to 30 gems. So I'm legitimately down 66% on like all those comics right now for the most part. And I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff. I mean, you guys have seen it. I'm down on a ton of shit. Some pretty bad ones. How much did I spend for this stupid Deadpool? It's 10 bucks now. I paid $190 for this Deadpool. So this thing is down what, 95%? Yeah, it's down 95% from where it was. Oh my god, what else have I done? I'm just laughing at it now because it's just hilarious to see how much I'm down on. Like, it's just, you just learn to accept that event. Dude, I remember this dick spraying Joker. I remember buying this and I'm like, dude, all right, I think this is gonna do well because whatever shit was in my head, you know, a year and a half ago. I'm down, it was $800. I bought it for $800, now it's down to 65, so. Yeah. I'm surprised I still have that one. I think more often than not, I actually forget that's in my vault. Like I actually just remembered as I'm scrolling down, I'm like, holy shit, I still have this. I'm dying laughing. Yeah, dude, it's pretty bad. Those early days are great. Some people don't realize how far the app has come. It's crazy to see the changes and improvements. That's what's really cool about being here for so long. Yeah, and that's kind of like my take too, is like, don't get me wrong. Back then, we were totally wrong about bots. Vivi was totally wrong about how many actual users we had on the app. We totally had quite literally probably tens of millions of gems pumped into the market artificially, and market was just taking off, you know. But I think that could be replicated, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now, however long it takes, when we do get actually that many users on the platform, we actually do have that many gems being circulated. I think it's going to be much more of a steady thing and not like, oh my god, in 3 months the prices of things have actually done a 9x. Like, why? Like, I don't know. And I think everyone that's been in like crypto, or they've been kind of in those NFT projects, and like when you see stuff go that high that quickly, it's like, it's not going to stay that long. So it just makes sense. But yeah, I mean, prices could get that high again, but I think it's probably gonna take 5 times longer than what people think. I remember the beginning of 2022 when prices were still high. I remember people were talking like 100K Todds. Todd was gonna hit 100K. Walt was gonna hit like $500,000. Like all these like crazy prices, right? Look at us now. So. Steamboat Willie was around 4K, and I told myself if it reaches 10K, I would sell. Long story short, I still have it. Oof. Steamboat Willie. Yeah. That's tough. 10 years ago, no one knew Kang. True. Same thing with Iron Man, right? Up until what, 2000, was that 3 when the first Iron Man movie came out? So I think up until 2002, basically no one knew who Iron Man was. So, but that's a bit different. Kang is, all I know, you know, spoiler alert, as far as I know, for Kang in Quantumania, the only thing I know, and I've watched some reviews on it, is like he gets killed off. I don't know if that actually happens or if there's a different version or whatever, but it's like, cool, they introduce him and then they kill him and then it's done. So it's like, okay. Yeah, I definitely fell for this trap right here. Vivi offers Star Wars fans something they don't see every day with this recent poster drop. With like the concept art like of Star Wars, and they even said like, I mean, you can look at the, I think my collectibles brought up. I actually do like this one a lot. The space battle. I actually do like this one a lot, and I don't have it. I'll probably end up buying it at the end of next month, when it's probably gonna go down to like 12 gems or something like that. Yeah, this is actually really cool. I actually do like the space battle and having that like in like the background somewhere. But yeah, the artwork one is interesting. It's like concept art. You can even tell like the Star Wars lettering and stuff just like looks different. Characters look different. Though they got R2-D2, C-3PO, and Chewie looking the same, so at least they got that right. The consultant on Prime is pretty good. Consultant on Prime. The consultant. Oh, okay. The consultant on like Amazon Prime. I'm assuming you're talking like it's a show. It's kind of confused. Again, thank you, Fun Under the Sun, for the $5. It's gonna go to me recovering some of my money back from Kang. I do think Kang will go up. Given enough time, he's only gonna go up through a burn. So eventually, at some point, the next burn that Marvel does, Kang will go up, obviously. But yeah, for now, it is what it is. There are 150 total legendaries. I was able to get it for 2,000. Holy crap, what a steal. Yeah, yeah, I would keep Superman. Like, why not? Don't feel bad. I bought 11 Donald Golden Moments on drop day. Holy moly. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's L's all over the place on Vivi, and I think it's healthy to share the misery. Yeah. What's up, Executive Speak? Iron Man was still minor, right? But everyone still knew him. Yeah, he was still like an Avenger. The next movie, Avengers movie, is called Kang Dynasty. Yeah, so all I know is like maybe this version of him. Like I have to just see the movie. I just have to see the movie. I'm just like guessing what's going on. I've never seen any of the Star Wars art before from the other day. Oh, like that concept art? Yeah, that's really interesting. We'll see. We'll see if all of the hyper obsessive Star Wars collectors are going to get into speculative investments, including NFTs and blockchain technology. Could happen. But I do like these posters. The more I look at them, the more I do like them. But it's just not right now. And I feel like sometimes there's the right place and right time, or like right thing, I guess. But it's, for a lot of this stuff, it's just like not the best time. Actually, it's a great time if you want to buy it, but if you're expecting it to skyrocket, unlikely. And I've seen the stuff put out already, yeah. We were tricked with those claims of active users in January. I'm still here because I'm hooked, and I'm trying to convince myself that Vivi will deliver an incredible experience. I think so too. I do think there is some hesitations that a lot of people have, including myself. I really, to be honest, I really thought Vivi's ticket was just the product. I thought they were going to completely ignore the whole concept of not metaverse, but like a Viviverse. Don't allocate any time or resources towards that. Just focus on making the app as good as possible and securing licenses and IPs, doing stuff like OUP, MCP, all that stuff. Don't even deal with the Viviverse. Eventually, you're going to come to an agreement with another metaverse or whatever it is. Whichever one comes up in the next 2 to 5 years, whichever one ends up becoming, or 1 to 5 years, whatever ends up becoming the most popular, and they approach Facebook or Google or whoever and say, hey, you have this great metaverse with 4 million users. By the way, we have a platform with all the biggest IPs to ever exist. It's already implemented into this X and Y blockchain. We can bring all this product here, so you want to come to an agreement? I thought that was literally Vivi's ticket, which is, we have the store, you have the people, we're gonna bring everything there, right? I thought that was the ticket for Vivi. It's like, don't bother with a Viviverse and like kind of hoping everyone joins the Viviverse. Like, do we even have the infrastructure? Maybe, who knows? It's a lot of it is going to hinge on the Viviverse and how easy it is to import NFTs from other platforms, the user experience. Even if everything was fantastic, the community or just the world at large, just the way they see metaverse, the way they see NFTs, it's all kind of like taboo, right? It's all stuff that's not, there just needs to be massive cultural shifts around that technology. And until that happens, I think it's really hard to see like Vivi like taking off. That's why we need to get licensors on board to do all kinds of like crazy things, right? That's my take. Yeah, they bragged about the active users too. Yeah, that was the main thing. Active users, all kinds of stuff. That's what kind of caught a lot of people, was like, oh, we're getting 20,000. And I kind of smelled the BS not super early on, don't get me wrong, but this was like after Christmas. They're like, oh, we're getting all these active users, and I'm like, how are we getting? I'm like, from beginning of December, right, or even the last 2 weeks of December when we have the 12 days of Vivi. I'm like, how are we getting 20,000 new users a day? And you know, Taps Trades videos are still only getting a couple thousand views. My videos aren't even getting 1,000 views. My collectibles and you know, all these other content creators, I'm like, these videos are barely hitting 1,000 views. And yet we're getting 20,000 users a day. Like, none of these people go on YouTube. None of these people look around. Like, that was one thing I did notice very early on. I'm like, this is weird. Like, how are we getting this many people, new people, quote unquote, new people on the platform every day? And none of them are on YouTube. None of them, like, how'd they even hear about Vivi? None of them, you know, even if I told my friend about Vivi, I'd be like, yeah, like, I have a YouTube channel, but like, check out my collectibles, check out Vivi Vault, check out, you know, there's literally tons of content creators now. So I thought it was a bit strange where it's like, how are we getting 100,000 new people a week, yet video viewership or just video view time, all that stuff hasn't gone up, like, hardly at all. I thought that was a bit weird, but oh snap, I forgot to comment on your latest Eve video. Did you already pick someone? No. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and you have to win by random, but those were some sick skins, right? Execu speak, some sick skins. I just threw that video together. I know it's been like weeks since I made a video. I might do live streaming on Twitch on Eve. I just have to fix a lot of settings on my Streamlabs OBS. But if I stream on Twitch, will you watch me, Execu Speak? Do some wormhole content, shoot some ships, do some PvP. It's gonna be fun. Let me know. Would you watch that, Execu Speak? SR Miles now at 14K. All right, let's check out Miles really quick. If I just type in Miles, we'll pull up. Let's go. What's the floor at? 14K? 14K? Holy moly, dude. Then it just jumps up. Yeah, there's just hardly any on the market right now. That's insane. But again, and I mean, that's the other hard part too. It's kind of hard to see confirmed sales, at least immediately, right? You can always look at the what's it called? Oh my God. The metadata. You can always look at the metadata and find out if there's actual sales, but I'm not sure if anyone's bought a Miles in the last like few weeks. Kang looks great, way better than most 3D on the app. Encanto also looks really good compared to Thor. Oof, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Thor looks like trash, but I don't mind it. I used to own a couple Thors, and I think I sold them both. I still might have one. I don't know. Let's find out. I feel like I got rid of them though. I've not been buying that many collectibles recently. No, I sold them. I don't have them anymore. I do want to get Thor though. I do think later Vivi will do a visual update for a lot of collectibles, but it's not going to be for like a long time. I'm talking like, unless Vivi gets a dedicated team to just work on visual updates for certain collectibles or this or that. And remember, you have to go through like an approval process through whoever the licensor is and all that stuff. And at that point you're doing it and it's like, what's the point? You're spending all this time and money to update something visually, which, don't get me wrong, the price might pump a little bit when they announce like, oh, by the way, Moon Knight looks a little bit better. Thor looks a little bit better, but it isn't really worth the time and resources to visually update some of these things. Right now, no. Like right now, Vivi, it sounds like Vivi apparently is running on like a shoestring budget. So paying money to visually update stuff, it's just like, it's just not worth it. It's a big day for SR Miles, setting a new all-time high. Let's go. Will Vivi be at Toronto Comic Con? I don't know. You should ask them. Just send out a tweet to to Vivi. They're actually been pretty good about responding. I will say Vivi, I don't know if it's just because of Corey or whoever's handling their social media, but it is way more active than what it used to be. Probably because now it's not like just like Dan or David or I think it was Alex G before, or whoever the hell was handling it before. Now it's like actually someone that's like dedicated to like handle the Twitter account. So, well, that's a good shout out, Miles Morales. I would still sell his ass though. Don't get me wrong, I would still sell his ass and buy some other stuff. Like I would, especially if you just own one of something, because don't get me wrong, I love these collectibles, but at some point I'm gonna sell all this shit at some point and live life like, you know, maybe I'll sell some digital stuff, buy some physicals, or vice versa. Or there might be some digital collectibles I keep like a long ass time, but at the end of the day, like I would sell that shit and buy some other stuff, you know. I realize the masses like Amazing Spider-Man, but it's like I'm just way more interested in like X-Men and those characters. I love Spider-Man too. I remember watching the cartoon and shit all the time when I was growing up. Geez, Avengers number 8 is still overvalued as hell, while FA Thanos comic is sitting at 4 gems, Thanos being arguably a better villain. Yeah, I think the main issue is that the Thanos comic is obviously newer, and then 2, I'm talking in real life, and then 2, like his value's already kind of peaked. I think that's what a lot of, from what I've heard from other comic book collectors, is that like his story arc is like done. Could he make a return? Possibly. Could he make like a cameo, or he kind of becomes like a villain very, very temporarily at some other point? But like his story arc is kind of like done. And whatever the comic was gonna do, it's already done its best. Maybe it could pump in like 20 years, a 10 year, or whoever knows, right? Like all the kids that liked Avengers Endgame that are between the ages of what, 5 to like 18 or something like that, they need to get older, make a bunch of money, and be like, oh my god, I remember watching Avengers Endgame and that was the best experience of my life. I love all the superheroes, I love the villain, blah blah. And those people go buy those comics for absurd prices because now they're all software engineers or whatever the hell they're doing, and now they're buying stuff for crazy prices. Because I feel like most collectors typically, not always, typically buy stuff that they are nostalgic for when they're a child. For me it's X-Men, for someone else it's Spider-Man, for someone else it's something else. So I could be wrong, but that's kind of how I feel like the cycle goes with a lot of these collectibles for the most part. Yep, Vivi Vault would be getting 600k viewers per stream if it was that. Yeah, exactly. If we were genuinely getting 20,000 viewers a day, not even 1%, if literally 1% of them went over to Vault stream, he's getting an extra 200 viewers a day, right? Or even 0.1%, that'd be extra 20 viewers a day. Like that's noticeable. 20 viewers a day extra every day. If you got percentage of that, like 0.1% of viewers, no, not the case at all whatsoever. 100% great video too, and the skins look sick. Yeah, I'm on Twitch sometimes, but if you were streaming, I would definitely watch some Eve. Let's go. Hell yeah. You look like the Andrew Tate of Vivi. I would like to think so. Dude, I'm on that Sigma male grind set. Don't give a shit about anyone or anything besides my grind. Putting all my money and effort and energy into Vivi, strictly. Tate got shivved, I hear. Oh, okay, maybe not. 3 SR miles sold in the past week, 8.5, 8.6, and 9K. Holy moly. There's an account called Vivi Feed that tweets actual sales of bigger items with links to Mutable X data. Definitely worth a follow. Okay. I thought I followed him, but maybe I don't. Definitely got into Vivi because there's a guy on Twitch named Dr. Dgen who was really into crypto and stuff in March 21. Really? I thought you were much earlier. Oh, okay, no, March 2021. Okay, yeah, that's really early. And so he talked about Vivi on Twitch? Or you just started like looking up random projects on Google and somehow you like stumbled upon Vivi? The Consultant on Prime Vid is a thriller about the gaming industry. It's good. Okay, I'll have to check it out. The German guy from Inglourious Bastards is in it. All right. Bioshock, we're gonna check it out. Hell yeah. I agree on X-Men over Spider-Man for me. I would if sold it, yeah. I mean, Spider-Man is just the thing, dude. I totally don't blame people that love Spider-Man and how big he is. I just like X-Men. Ooh. Who knows? Maybe because I play team sports and I like X-Men and they're like a team, and it's so easy to associate people with like your sports teams or people that, you know, you played with or whatever, and associate them with like a personality, whether it's X-Men or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or wherever else, right? There's always that one person that's like the rebel, Raphael, Wolverine, that just like, they're just gonna do what they want and they don't like authority, and if they don't agree with what you're doing or if you're trying to make a sacrifice for like the greater good, they don't like that shit. They're gonna do what they want. You're gonna have the leader, you know, Cyclops, or oh my god, I forgot his name on Ninja Turtles, but you know, they're like the leader. I want to say it's Leonardo was the like leader for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you know, he's getting tested all the time and he's getting pressure from up above, from Professor Xavier or Splinter, like, yeah, you need to keep the team together. It's like, I'm trying, but this dipshit keeps running off and doing their own thing, and like no one's agreeing with me, and then, you know, this guy's hurt and this guy's not here, and like, yeah, I've always liked that kind of aspect, kind of like that dynamic of like a team and all that stuff. Obviously Spider-Man focuses more on like the internal struggle and like his relationships and all that stuff, but yeah. Got the Mona Lisa drop on Elon X for 150, sold it for 950, now it's 1800. Haha, profit is profit though. True. Uno Sean, good for you, dude. I wish I would have known that shit ahead of time. But same thing what happened with a kid called Beast. I had a friend who got in it. He told me about it the morning of. I had no idea what I was even buying into, but he's like, dude, you have to do it. This project's like big. People have been talking about it for like 2 or 3 years. I'm like, all right. And I looked at it. I'm like, this just looks like some other, every other like BS like NFT project. Like, I don't know, like people have like a ski mask and they got like cool trendy clothes and everything looks the same but different, and they have like different outfits. I'm like, okay, like it's just a character creation screen, like swap of different items, okay, whatever. But apparently it did really well. And my friend actually got a WAGMI. He actually spent the money. He bought a WAGMI, I think for like $300 or $400 worth of ETH, and then sold it for 1 ETH. So I think it went up to, you know, 1500 or so. So it made good profit, like 3 or 4x. Then it started running up again all the way up to 4 ETH, and I'm like, oof, that's tough. So yeah, these projects are weird, dude. Vivi could take off if Marvel released real comics with a code for a free NFT on Vivi. This has to happen. Until then, slow bleed. I think so too. I mean, they did talk about physical stuff, right? Which is probably gonna be the Marvel Mighties, right? I tell you what, any of that first like physically officially licensed like printed merch that Vivi has, not only just like the shirts and stuff that they have, like don't get me wrong, but I'm talking like the first like Vivi Marvel partnership items, I'm probably gonna buy like 10 or 15 of those, maybe like redeem a couple of them and just keep like the rest like unused. Just keep them in the boxes, don't touch them for like 5 or 10, 15 years until Vivi gets huge and like, oh, I have the original Hulk Marvel Mighty scannable code thing, and the code still works because whatever, right? I'm gonna do the same thing with the first AR glasses that Google or Apple or Facebook or whoever is going to come out with the first version of them. I think it's Google, I think, is the furthest ahead on that. I could be wrong, but whatever comes out with that first iteration of technology, like I'm probably gonna buy like 3 or 4 pairs, like use one personally and then keep the other 3 pairs just like in a box and not touch it forever. The biggest issue is just like, where the hell am I gonna store all this stuff? Like, I don't really have that much physical collectible stuff. I got some now because I did buy some comics and some stupid Spawn toys for the the Spawn NFT project. I feel like I just wasted like $150, $200 on that project, but whatever. Need a bridge from real to digital. Exactly. Like we need something in like the Target, the Walmart stores, like whatever. We do need something to people like, what the hell is this Vivi thing? And I've heard of other toy companies doing something similarly, like even all the way back in like the 90s and early 2000s, where like you buy a physical toy and then you scan it and you can get like a digital thing. Like my friend's girlfriend, she talked about that. She remembers like when she was a teenager. I think she's like 24 now, But she said when she was like a teenage, like in middle school or something like that, she like bought a toy and it was like digital and it was kind of like an animal and you would like take care of it. But it was like a physical toy and it was like a scannable thing too. Like you scanned it and you could like download it or like the code. I'm trying to remember what it was called. X-Men was the first good hero film franchise too. True. Yeah, X-Men I feel like did kick it off, now that I think about it, because when did the first X-Men movie come out? X-Men movie. 2003, 2000. Okay. When did Spider-Man 1 come out? 2002, so not till 2 years later. I forgot Joe Manganiello was in this movie. I forgot he was playing as Flash in the movie. Yeah, that X-Men was really, really good. Apple, okay, so maybe it is Apple. Well, whoever comes up with the first AR glasses, I'm probably gonna buy. I mean, depending on the price, don't get me wrong. If that shit's like $1,500, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll just like hold off. But if it's a few $100, unlikely. But I think whatever the Mark 1, the first version, whatever it is, those typically always go for a lot. I feel like. I know it's kind of like a. I mean, you look at like the original iPod, you look at the original iPhone. Those tend to, especially since there's already a bunch of. Oh my god, I don't even know what the term, but people that are just like blindly loyal to a product just because everyone else is, or no matter how poorly the new products are or how poorly the company treats you, you just keep buying it just because you can, or just because you're that big of a fan. So we'll see. I'm grabbing all the real facsimiles and I'm not a comic guy. Dude, same here, Bones. Dude, same here. I mean, I've already shown this a few times, but I'll show it again. Ooh. I know I've already shown these before, but I'll do it again just because I don't think Bones was here. Like all the, let me go here. So here, so I have this digitally. Obviously I don't have it physically, so I have this digitally. I have Superman #1 on the DC platform. I got like, I think I got like 5 or 6 of these comics digitally. I got this digitally. At least I got the uncommon cover. I still don't think I have the common yet. I think that's another one that's gonna go down in price quite a bit on Vivi. I got this one. Obviously Thanos first appearance. I got that on Vivi. I got this one on Vivi. You can buy this for like $5, I think, on Vivi, which is about the same price as this. I think I got this for $4, $3 or $4. I don't have this on Vivi yet. I'm gonna buy that. Obviously, I got this physically, and then I got this one. This is still in the poly bag. This was the only one they had in the store. I'm like, you guys don't want to have like a normal one? They're like, nah, it's in the poly bag. So that one costs a little bit more than some of the other ones. But I don't know. I don't know what your guys' take on poly bags and like keeping it in there or taking it out. I've watched on YouTube, like there's some mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people don't care for it. Some people think like the poly bag could actually damage the comic given enough time, because it could like the substance, if it gets like hot enough, it could like bleed into the comic and like mess up the colors. Like I don't know, but I don't think it's a Tamagotchi. I know it's not a. Maybe it's a Tamagotchi. But was there like a physical like toy that came with it? Because if I'll ask her next time I see her what it is, because it's killing me that I can't remember, because it was actual toy and this was like early 2000s. X-Men are cool because it's evolution. I agree. But also it, you know, I feel like it just definitely plays upon more of a societal view, right? You know, mutants versus, it's like us versus them, you know, and it's a very it's an old story, it's a classic story of like us versus them. We're different and we just can't meet our differences. And if you guys didn't know this, as far as I've heard, is that Professor Xavier and Magneto were actually supposed to be represent like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Like Malcolm X was Magneto in the sense of like, it's us versus them. They don't understand us. We try to communicate. We're gonna have to do this basically by force, and that's the only way we can get our point across. Because by using basically non-violent means, like we just can't get our point across. And then of course Professor X is like, no, we have to do it through communication, through understanding, and through education, like, and basically all that stuff. And like that was kind of the gist of it, from what I've heard. At least that's what I heard. Stan Lee was like kind of going for with the characters. Maybe that's what their personalities are based loosely upon, but and yeah, people kind of swap back and forth with like siding with Professor Xavier, then like going back and this and that. So was the pet toy, I loved them. Yeah, I had like 30 at one point and I knew everyone had one. Yeah, X-Men are the only good Marvel movies besides Hulk. Dude, so maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I actually like this Hulk the most. The Hulk movie. I like this one the most. This original one. I actually liked this version of Hulk more than the Marvel Hulk that we have now, or like the Disney Hulk, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the more recent ones. I feel like this one actually captured how fucking angry he gets, how he gets bigger and stronger, and just his like rage that he has between himself and his father, and just like everything that's gone on in his life. I felt like the editing was like a bit better too. I like this version of Hulk like much better. I feel like this Hulk was way angrier and way more intense than this. Like, let me look at this one. Like, I didn't really like, I like the new Hulk, don't get me wrong. I just like this older one more. Plus I also kind of feel like the fights were a bit better too. Like, I like the fights with him like versus the dogs. I love the fights between him and the out in the desert, and he's like fighting these tanks, I think. And he's like running and jumping and doing all this like crazy stuff. Like, I liked the 2003. The 2002, 2008 version was good too. I think there's a 2008 version, right? Yeah. This one was really good too. But I think I liked the 2003 a little bit more than whatever the new Hulks that we've gotten. Mr. Planet Prophet, what's up, dude? Brandon still sticking around. I appreciate it. Webkins was one too, if anyone remembers that. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was Webkins. Apple glasses will be $3,000. Okay, so it's double the price that I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like $1,500 or something like that. I haven't been paying attention at all to like AR glasses or how much they cost. So what he says, I would go Batman. Hell yeah. That intro in the first X-Men is so dark. It really gets you to understand Magneto's mindset. Oh yeah, when he was, because sometimes I forget that Magneto was technically a World War II, he was a Jew, but he was also in a concentration camp, and he like broke out and did all this stuff, right? So it was really dark. Yeah, early X-Men was pretty dark, and that's actually kind of what I liked about it. There's just a lot of good, when I was just too young to understand, but there's a lot of good messages that are set in X-Men. And because there's so many diverse places, people, places, cultures, connections, relationships, like all that stuff. Like Magneto and Professor Xavier, they have like, they don't see eye to eye, but they have like absurd respect for each other, right? And so that's kind of like an interesting relationship. It's something you don't see like too often in like movies, where it's like, all right, we're gonna send guys after each other to like kind of kill each other, or kind of try to, but not, because I want you to understand where we're coming from, and you need to stop attacking like humans or stop doing like mess up stuff. So damage to comics, exactly why you need that NFT to back it up. Exactly. Hey, Bio. Yeah, Bio's here, Bones is here, Woody, Tucson, Brandon. I don't, unless you've changed your name, dude. I think you're new, but I appreciate you being here. You've been active. I appreciate it. Mr. Planet Prophet, of course. No, you're right. Let me look. What's up, Mr. Prophet? Stop by to say hello. Vivi Vibes completed the Kang set for 100 gems. Let's go. You know what? I do think the rest of the Kang set is gonna get burned. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, which I think is the end of the month, it's gonna happen, I think, for sure end of March, because that's so far it's been every 2 months, Marvel has burned any comics or collectibles that have not been bought up yet. So I think that price is only gonna go up. So you bought it for 100, it could go up from there. I think it was Neopets. It might have been Neopets, but Webkins, I know it wasn't as simple as Neopets, because I remember Neopets, but Edward Norton's 2008 for me. Yeah, the Hulk. Will I help all here in the stream get secret rares? I hope so too, dude. A secret rare would be fantastic. And at that point, I'd probably get like a rare. I'm not the biggest fan of the rare and ultra rare covers, but I would definitely be stacking the commons, depending on the price. Any below 20 gems, I'm instantly buying. But did you do a price prediction for tomorrow's SR? Not really, dude. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure there's like if I really took the time and I really wanted to do like price predictions, I would do something kind of similar to like what I would do like a spreadsheet type thing, right? I would do like a spreadsheet, do the prices of all the comics that are like roughly in the same tier and how long they've been on Vivi, because some of the prices I do think there are some comics that are a little overvalued right now comparatively, just because they've been in the app for so long. Fro ecomi, dude, I appreciate it. The Vivi logo fun, let's go vibes, dude. I appreciate it. Did you ever get unshadow banned? Because I thought you were in Vault stream this morning and you said like you were shadow banned or something weird. Fro ecomi, hope you got that fixed. Backos. I've been in streams in a while, been busy with work, been months. Okay, no worries. Maybe you change, like I kind of identify people by like their profile picture too, so yours looks kind of new. Woody says, going for the MODOK airdrop? No, I do not care to chase it. There are some airdrops that are like worth going after, but that one's, me personally, that's not it. Especially with the way, from what I've heard, the way they portrayed MODOK in the movie. I don't know, dude. I heard that was really bad, like really bad in the movie. I'm going for MODOK airdrop. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, if you guys are going for it, awesome. I'm just not going for it. For me, like, because there's some comics that are so cheap, I'm just like, oh, I could just buy like 5 comics with that. Like if I spend 15 gems, I'm like, ooh, I could have bought like 5 gambits. Maybe not 5, like 4. Like I could have bought 4 gambits with that. Buy some rogues, buy some whatever else. I got unshadow banned, ready for tomorrow's comic drop. Dude, how's that happen? I don't get it. I guess you're giving Vivi too much money. And they're like, nah, you need to put in more money, dude. Yeah, I'm getting there closer to the Vivi logo fund. Getting closer. What's the logo at right now? Actually, I haven't checked in a while. I do know I did like a small pump when David, you basically said like it's gonna be a vintage, you know, look, like we're not doing that logo anymore, which they still do awkwardly, like in the Medium articles and some of the, as well as some of the other like collectibles, like they'll show it and it'll say Vivi in the corner, so it's like, all right, I guess we're still using the Vivi logo, but just not like on the app. Not entirely sure. It's on a 2800. It's getting there. I got 2 MODOKs coming as of now. Oh, can you get multiples, Kryptoni? I didn't know that. Interesting. Didn't think about that. I had to buy 5 gems and was able to buy again. Restarted phone as well. Okay, that's usually the way to get around a shadow ban, is just put gems in. I remember I had to do that with my old phones too. Back when you could like have multiple phones going for drops. I remember sometimes my account would get like shadow banned, so I'd have to like put in 5 gems. Yeah, just put in $5. Has anyone else done the merge yet? I still need to do mine. I keep forgetting. But I heard they're actually pretty quick with the merges. So yeah, I do need to do my merge sooner rather than later, instead of like waiting last minute for it. Nice, yeah. If you got 2 coming, that's awesome. I think that's gonna be really rare. The Modoc. I mean, how many Modocs do you guys think there will be? And this includes the 90 that they're gonna mint. So I think there's gonna be like 350 Modocs, maybe 400. Probably more than that. I mean, the set is pretty cheap to complete. If I wanted to, I could get the set, but it is... For me, I'm kind of waiting for post airdrop, and I'll probably end up buying a few more like wasps or whatever else. Because I bought this one for 404. So I'm like, that's really cheap. But what I'll probably do is end up buying the FAs of like the wasp, obviously Ant-Man, and then of the daughter or whatever, like buy 1 or 2 of the daughter, but I'll probably end up buying 1 or 2 of each one. Kryptoni, thanks for the content, bro. The community appreciates it, dude. I appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to that utility that's gonna apparently happen with my hat, which, oh, it's right here. I'll just put it on this way. God, that looks awkward. When I put it on like that and not normally. Yeah, dude, I'm curious what the utility is for this. I know you announce utility, so please keep me in the loop of whatever's happening there. No, much more Modocs vibes. How many airdrops have we gotten previously? It's hard because they don't really announce it. Let's see, or like say how many got airdropped. They just say, oh, this got airdropped. So I'm probably way off with my estimation, like you said. Like how many of these? I still need to get the logo for this. How many of these? 530. I think they're okay. If that's the case, and that includes the 90 that Vivi keeps. If there's 530 of these, in that case, I think there's gonna be 700 Modocs. Let's say that 700. That's my guess. Thanks, Brune. Vibes. Cheap set to complete, closer to 1,000. 1,000 for a Modoc? Oh, 1,000. Okay. 1,000 total. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Free merch at every event for 2 years and a free NFT version when finished. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. If you're ever, I don't know, where do you do events and stuff, or for every event? Oh, every like Vivi event. Okay. It's gonna be hard for me to go to most events unless it's like here in the US or at the very least like West Coast. I might fly next time. I think last time I drove, and that was a lot of driving. 6 hours of driving there, 6 hours back to go all the way to Southern California. It was fun though, because I actually just watched, or I should say listened to, like a lot of videos and stuff, so. But to answer, who was it? Who asked me? Secret rare airdrop price, fun under the sun. If I had to just like throw out a wild guess, I don't know. Where's Thor at? I know Thor's like in a different league, but that's like the only one that's like somewhat recent that I can think of. Collection store drops. Come on. How much is Black Panther? How much is that SR going for? Oh, I accidentally clicked something. 400. How much are these going for? I haven't, and that's the other thing too. I don't really pay attention to SRs because, to be quite honest, it's just always out of my price range. So I really don't pay that close attention, or I don't have like my finger on the pulse of SRs too much. Last I checked, I thought Thor was like 1.2K. Last I checked, it's not that far back. There it is. $1.6. Holy moly. Yeah, that's up there. 400, 500. One last one I want to check, which is So it seems like all those other comics are like around 400. There's one more I want to check. Comics. ASM 300. What's that one at? What's that SR at? Only 550. This was a 10K comic, right? Yeah, this is a 10K. If I had to throw out a wild number, I'm gonna say like SRs are so hard to determine. I'm gonna say 800 to 1,000. I don't know, 700, 1,000. It's hard because like SR prices are so volatile that it just like moves so much. Only 30 more hats to be made. Last batch was 50 bucks. This batch is 100 bucks. Merch gets better as it goes. Let's go. Sold out. Hell yeah. Nice. Last hats shipped with Vivi t-shirts. Yeah. So I think the shirt, where's the, I think it's around here somewhere, but the shirt that says Vivi verse on it has like a guy with like kind of like a vision finder thing. I don't even know what you would call it. I kid you not, I remember you handed those out, and I remember you gave me and my collectibles both a shirt, or like I think you might have given me 2 shirts, or I'm trying to remember. And I remember my collectibles looked at the one that I had with the Vivi verse one, and he told me that he liked that one better. So don't tell him this. I remember he said that, and I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know, he's like, you know, it'd be nice if you know, trade it to me or give it to me at some point or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'll think about it. And I never did. I was like, dude, I like this one. I'm trying to find the shirt. It's somewhere. I wore it the other day, but. I can't believe tomorrow's comic is 7,500 editions. Yeah, dude, that's super low. Actually, I just forgot until you literally just told me right now that it's actually 7,500, even though we've been literally looking at it all day. So yeah, dude, with mint numbers that low, yeah, I'm gonna say 800 to 1,000 for the secret rare. That's my guess. I'm gonna try and like not call in sick, but just see if I can go in late tomorrow, because I really want to have like a good shot at this comic and like have a good shot at like sniping, because dude, sniping on your phone is damn near impossible, at least for me. Like the second I click on a comic, or even a collectible for that matter, let's see here. When I click on a comic and I try to buy it, it always shows that buy button, right? But you have to scroll down because it shows the comic on the screen. You have to scroll down, click buy, and then click buy again. It's so obnoxious. It basically makes it impossible to snipe. So I do want to be on my desktop when that happens. I'll come up with some reason to do it. Yeah, all right. All right, I'll need to be, Wes actually just said what's on my mind. He's like, wow, this stream is still going? Yeah, I'm actually gonna be heading off. I remember telling myself like, yeah, my streams are gonna be like an hour, hour and a half now. We're going on 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is what happens when I just shoot the shit and just talk with you guys. But I enjoy it. I enjoy talking with you guys. I love hearing about different community stuff happening. I love hearing your guys' takes on MODOK and this comic and the Vivi at large and all that stuff. I enjoy it. So I'll hit you up on Twitter, Kryptoni. Good night for now, kind of busy. Later vibes, Omi homies. Yep, same here. So all of you guys that have been hanging out here, I appreciate it. Good luck on tomorrow's drop. We're all gonna need it. If you guys do get an SR, please say it on Twitter and tag me so I can hate on you and also cheer for you, right? So good luck on tomorrow's drop. 11 hours and 45 minutes. I'm stoked. So I'll catch you guys next time. Hope you guys take care, and please double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over. And I'll catch you guys next time.